What's up, guys? Welcome to your Bitcoin update. How's everyone doing today? I will be getting into the chat soon. We're just going to go over a few things real quick. Everything's looking still pretty bearish. There is an area to watch for a pump. We'll be watching for it right here. If we do get a leg up, this is where I would expect it to begin. This right here, this trend line right here, it's going to be around that 43.7. If we're able to get above that and get support, we may get a pump up as high as the 46.5 range. But to me, it's looking like we got more downside. The RSI has reset here. As you can see, we have lower highs in the price action, higher highs in the RSI. I'll show you where I'm talking about right there. We're getting higher highs in that RSI. Let me blow it up a little bit so you can see it. Right here, we make higher highs in the RSI and lower highs in the price action. That is bearish divergence. It's actually hidden bearish divergence. We are in a downtrend. As I've stated many times before, hidden divergence is a continuation of the trend. It's usually much stronger than regular divergence when it shows up in a trend, in the same trend. So this is what I'm watching now. What's the targets here? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. First, we're going to go over to the bigger time frames from the charts we've had from a million years ago. But before I go any further, make sure you guys scroll down under the video, smash that like button. It really helps the channel out. I really appreciate it. And I want to thank you all that follow me on Twitter. We hit 10,000 followers today, so thank you very much for that. I do appreciate it. That's very humbling. I know compared to some of the Twitter feeds out there, it's not that big, but to me that's a big deal. I appreciate it, guys, for the 10,000 subs. But if you would go under the video, if you do want to give me a follow on Twitter, it's at CRYPTOSAVY1. There's a link down below in the description with my other links down there, but there's your like button. Make sure you smash that. Whoever hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, thank you too. Also, if you want to become a member, we do member videos on Saturday and Sunday for members only. I shared a couple of those yesterday if you want to check them out. But here's all the affiliate links down there. As you guys know, my favorite exchange is PHEMEX. And if you look down here, you can see my bonuses they give you. Savvy50 promo code gets you 20 or 50% on top of whatever you deposit as a bonus. And Savvy25 gets you 25% off your trading fees. There is also a tutorial on it right here. If you go to my home on YouTube, right down in here, PHEMEX tutorial. It does teach you how to adjust your leverage, things like that, and where to put the promo codes. I appreciate you guys, and let's get into it. So we've had this same exact chart for months, looking for this ABC correction, and we have hit B, I believe, and we are in 1, 2, I believe we're in wave C right now. We are still above that 0.382 fib. But the next time we break below that 42.4, then we're most likely headed down to test that $37,000 to $38,000 range, and we'll go into more detail in that here in a minute. Let's look at this thing. If this was to play out to the 1-to-1 extension, the target would be around 16.5. Although I do think there's a good possibility we go much lower than that if this plays out. Again, anytime we break above this green trend line, I will turn bullish. Until then, I remain bearish. As you can see, this fractal seems to be playing out beautifully. We had distribution over here where we did call this top back here on March. Let's see where we did that. That was on March 24th, and you can check it out for yourself right here. Would look like if it plays out and we go to that 63 or 64,000. Boom, right there. And then there was other things we were talking about. This video here, I want to talk about a little bit because a lot of people aren't understanding the ABC correction and how it works and what we're going to verify. We'll go into that in a minute. But here is PHEMEX if you guys do want to check it out. You can trade ADA, Bitcoin, Doge, DOT, EOS, Ethereum, Link, LTC, Solana, Uniswap, XRP, and also Forex, gold, silver, oil, S&P, Dow Jones, all on one exchange. You could have multiple trades in, not like the other scammy exchanges. It doesn't clump them together. You can have multiple long, shorts, everything in at the same time. So definitely check it out. There's another right here, we are at that 43,000 again. We've had this support resistance line. We have broken that. As of right now, we are sitting right on top of that. So that's going to be a pretty big deal today. We'll get into some more RSI analysis and things like that too. But this is the fractal, looking at it from another wave, from a breakout of a fifth wave ending diagonal. Same type thing we had here. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for another drop down to this region. As you can see, even in the RSI, let me pull this up a little bit. The fractal looks almost identical. So we do have much lower to go, in my opinion, if this plays out the way I do believe it's going to play out. Again, watch this 43.7, a break above that. Then we would be, our 13 EMA would be around the 44,350, 21 EMA around 45,000, and the 55 EMA around 46, and then we have the 200 around 46.5. Although you guys know my position, I'm still short. I'll tell you here in a minute where I do think I may start taking some profits off the table. I may take about 50% off, starting around this 35.6, and that's just a measured move. Looking at this as a bear flag, gets us down to, actually it's a little bit higher than that. Let's put it up here, somewhere in that $36,000 range. But I do think there is a possibility we go much lower than that. And let's look over here at this chart. Is this the one I want to look at? No, sorry guys. We'll take a look at that one here in a minute, but this is what I want to look at. As you can see, we had our 5 waves down over here for wave A, and then we had our A, B, C for B. I believe we're working on 5 waves down here. Now let's take a look at what the targets are going to be. And this is where I was talking about, we'll go back to that old video and I'll explain what I'm looking for here, just like we were over here. I'm going to put these on here, these fibs on here, and then I'll show you in the video what I'm looking at, where we're at right now compared to what was happening over here. Is that right? Yeah. Okay. So here it is. Let me get this off of here. Let's take a look at that video real quick and I'll show you what I was saying. So there was a bullish case up here from the 64,000. There was a bullish case and there was an invalidation point at 41.6. And you'll listen here. I explain it a little bit and then I'll let it go on to show you what the bearish case was after that and why. And then we'll look at exactly where we're at now. I hope that doesn't sound like too much to do, but if you guys want to learn this stuff, you got to pay attention. So here it is. 3 of wave 3, this being 4, and we have 5 up. We talked about this being an ABC possibility. That 41.6 is the area. So that 41.6 was the 1-to-1 extension for an ABC correction. And again, I'll talk about that in more detail here in a minute. To hold, if this does not hold, I'll show you the bearish case after this. But in the bullish case, if this is to hold up here for the next week or so, we could be going up for one more 5th wave to the 72 to 77,000 range. That is the bullish case scenario, guys. Let's take a look at. Okay, now here is where I talked about if it broke that 41.2, what the target was. It was 31.5 for wave 3. So that ABC then turned into, instead of an ABC, once we broke that 41.7, we were in 3 wave, and that's what we're going to look at here in a minute. But just listen how it played out. The bearish case. So looking at the bearish case, instead of this being an ABC, this could be. And I want to point out, as you can see, we've always talked about this as being a big bull trap. Everybody got bullish, calling for 100,000. That's exactly what happened. But anyways, a 1, 2, 3 coming down. And if that's the case, wave 3 is around the 30,500. Okay, so we did that, and then it all played out. And right here is where I talked about everyone getting extremely bullish. Dates wave 4, because wave 4 cannot go past wave 1. So this is what I'm looking at, and I do believe if this plays out, a lot of people will be getting super bullish again. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys that real quick. Now let's go into that count. Where are we at? Right here. So let's go into that count. Just like we did over here, we will look for the 1-to-1 extension. And that would be the bullish case if we get a big bounce from there. We did not. We got a bounce from it over here, but it didn't continue. So let's take a look at where that 1-to-1 extension would be. And that would be right here at right about there, 38.7. So that's where I'm going to take 50% profits off of my trade, but I'll keep the other 50% in there, let it ride. If you guys been following for any time, you know my trades are doing excellent right now. So anyways, so let's put a wave count in there. So if that is bullish, this would be an A, B, C, and then up from there for possibly a 1, 2. That would break wave 1 though, so that's a lot less likely, but it's possible, and then we go up from there. But that's where I would watch for a bounce at that 38.7. Obviously, it shouldn't get that low. It shouldn't break below 41.3. But this is still looking like a good possibility here. But that's another area we want to watch. I'm going to go ahead and put a trend line across there at that 41.3. So if that does break, let's say 41.5, somewhere in there, 41.3. Actually, let me make this a little more precise here. So yeah, it's around 41.3. So if that breaks, chances are we're most definitely going down if that breaks. But anyways, so we'll look for the 1-to-1 still at that 31.7. And then if this ends up being a 3-wave, which I'm going to draw that in right now, just like we had over there. And then we'll go into another chart where I already have it drawn out so it can make some sense to you. So that would make this 1, 2, and we're working on 3. 3 down to right about there. And we'll look at some other targets here in a second, but let's clone this. We'll bring it down. So 3-wave, I'd be looking for somewhere in this area. Whoops, I didn't want to do that. So this would put 3-wave somewhere around 32.3, somewhere in there. I will be taking a little bit more profits off if we do reach this 32.3, only to add higher, which I would be looking for. Now we get this off of here and we measure for, we'll put the Fibonacci retracement from the top of wave 2 to the bottom of wave 3. And that would get us somewhere in the range, possibly up to that 38.7. Let's just do that for shits and giggles. And then let's look for, whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. Put that back on there. Get this off of here. And then we would look for wave 5. And how you do that is you go back to your fib extension. You go to the top of wave 2. This is exactly how we done it back there, guys. Bottom of wave 3, top of wave 4. And we'd probably be looking somewhere in the area of that 28.7 or so. Again, the bottom we had over here. Now, what would that look like in a bigger picture? Let's take a look at it right after I tell you to check out my wife's webpage, anchorimage.com. Definitely check it out. A lot of people were asking me, you should put a t-shirt that says the nothing has changed. Hit her up in the contacts right here. She can make anything you want on anything. CryptoSavvy logo, family pictures even, whatever you want on any of this stuff. There's tons of stuff in here, guys. Definitely check it out. There is a crypto section right here. That link is also below anchorimage.com. As a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and throw that into the chat for the people in here. There you go, if you want to check it out. So let's get on with it. So you're going to want to stick around for this. If you guys remember, if you've been watching for any time, I had some parabolic trend breaks that showed a bear market, and I had one last one for the bulls to give the bulls hope, and it finally broke, and I think that's it, guys, for the bulls. That's my opinion. Doesn't have to be yours. So let's take a look at, where is it? Right here. So this is what it could end up looking at like with that 5 waves down here, coming back down to this low again and just making another triangle. Then we would get another bull trap up to here. So what I want to explain is it does not have to look like this, like the AB and then C straight down, because B can be a big triangle and then continue down. And that is possibly what we could be looking at right here, just like we made back here in 2018. And then we made another small one right here in 2019. So that is a very good possibility of what we may see. So make sure you're paying attention to that stuff, guys. Archie Shran shorted at 48K based on your tweet. I know it was my decision, etc., but you're the best TA on YouTube. Thanks, man. But again, the credit doesn't go to me. It goes to you. You're the one that made the decision. Nice job. Awesome. And congratulations. So if you take a close look at this, what might this look like right here? This would probably look like an inverse head and shoulders to get everybody super bullish. And then they would probably get a wick up to here, get slammed out, and I think that'll be around the end of it. So it could be from the first to second quarter next year, maybe, when we hit these lows. We'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep you guys updated on what I'm thinking. Let's take a look at, this is what I was talking about, the parabolic arcs here. So back here in 2013, we had this parabolic arc, and that's just an arc you can pull off the side here, pull up your paintbrush, and you'll see a curve tool. And you put it on here and adjust it to all the bottoms. Once that broke, we started a bear market back here in 2014. Once it broke here in 2018, started our bear market. And the white one here, you can see we broke over here, started the bear market in my opinion. But I did give the bulls some more hope off of these wicks down on the bottom, drew another blue one. And if you look at where we're at now, we have done broke that, guys. It is not looking good for Bitcoin. That's not to say we can't have little pumps up, guys. That happens. Markets don't move in straight lines. As you can see, if you take a good look right here, markets go up and down, guys. But I've just showed you the counts that I'm looking at, the areas I'm looking at and watching, and I hope you're learning from this. Titanic Tatum, keep up the great work, bud. Well done this cycle. Thanks, Titanic. I appreciate the super chat. Good looking out. Tyler LeBrock, thanks for the advice. I'm up over 6 figures so far from shorting 48.5. Enjoy a nice steak tonight. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that, man. And congratulations. But remember, guys, I'm just showing you my thoughts and how I read the markets. All your decisions and all your trades, all your buys, all your sells should be based on your own thoughts and your own opinions. Blood Moon, thank you for the super chat. Excuse me, Savvy, you have said the button. You have said the button the beginning of the next year, and also said the bear market can be 3 to 4 years. Can you explain? Just like over here, and it really depends on, and thank you for the super chat, Blood Moon, but it really depends on what the traditional markets do. As you guys know, I'm pretty bearish on the traditional markets, and I'm pretty bullish on the dollar. But as you can see, when it bottoms, like this one right here was January 2015 and September 2015, but it's just a slow crawl up from there. If you can see the bottom here in 2018, we had, you know, what it looked like a big bull run, but it ended up getting cut short, and we still came back down to those levels. So this was in 18, December of 18, and this was in March of 20. So that was almost a year and a half at the lows. That's what I'm talking about. There's no way to tell how long it's going to be. Like I said, a lot of that's going to depend on traditional markets. And if you guys follow the traditional markets, they've been going straight up since Bitcoin's existence. But Bitcoin still managed to correct 85 to 90% during the traditional bull market. So what happens if the traditional market's going to bear market? Bitcoin will not be able to hold up. I don't care what anybody tells you. Gold doesn't hold up. Silver doesn't hold up. The only thing that goes up when the markets go down is the dollar. And I've went over that in many videos. I'm not going to go over that right now. But that's, yeah. So anyways, that's what I wanted to show you. This was the last hope for the bulls, in my opinion, was that 45,740 level. It broke. It's bad. It's not good. And well, I'm not even gonna go over that one. We went over this 1,000 times. Somebody asked about the rainbow chart yesterday. This is not the rainbow chart, but this is the same trend lines they use for that. This is why I do believe there is a possibility we could see around a $9,500 Bitcoin next year. The other thing that points that out to me is, let me find a chart with that on there. Right here, if you look at this high volume node, it is at 9,500. And if you look over here, it was support and resistance for a very long time. Once we broke it over here, we didn't even come back down to retest it really. We rode it for a little while. Didn't quite retest before this big bull run. So there's a good chance we could come back down to touch that. I'm not saying it has to, but there's a good chance of it. So be careful, guys. Do we have to close a 4-hour candle above 43.7 to validate it, or will it wick above and work? It could wick above. It could definitely wick above. But if we do get support, then the chances are we're probably going to go back up into that 45, possibly as high as 46.5 range. But like I said, we're showing some pretty heavy bearish divergence here on the 4-hour. Definitely some more downside probably here. Now, could this possibly make a head and shoulders on the RSI and come up here, coming up way higher here and making some more bearish divergence? Definitely a possibility. But this is the area to be watching now. As you guys know, I am still short. I'm going to remain short. I explained that in the beginning. So anyways, hey Savvy, love your vids, man. You think there's a big head and shoulders forming on the daily, on the DXY. Let's take a look at the DXY. I almost forgot to. DXY looks bullish still, guys. Head and shoulders, I don't think so. We have this target here from the RSI to get up to this 81.5 range. I still believe we get up there. I think if you take a close look at what's going on right here, we made lower lows. And if you go over to right here, we made higher lows, which is hidden bullish divergence in an uptrend. Looks like we have another push up for that. Let's take a look at the Dow Jones real quick. As you guys know, Friday I was calling for a dump this week, and it's happening. And let's zoom in, and then we're going to zoom out and look at a couple more things. But it looked like it was going to open real high this morning, drop back down. It's bearish, guys. I still think it's bearish unless we can cross back above this trend line, and I don't see that happening anytime soon. There's no divergence right here yet, but if we take a look at what happened on the March 2020, pretty much similar, same type deal. Once we dropped, we got a nice little pump back up for a few days, and then just the crash just continued. And if you look at this low, let me move this over here so you can see it. If you look at this low way up here on the Dow Jones, before we had this pump, that low was way down here in the RSI. Then we had this little pump right here, and then we had a huge drop. But that huge drop made the divergence to know that was probably the bottom. But guys, be aware of that. That's pretty much like what we're doing here. We have not got that low yet. We could get a little bit lower here, get a little fake pump up, reset the RSI, and I mean, the measured move of this little thing here right there is 31.6, but I think it could get way more ugly than 31.6, so just be careful with that. Gold, as you guys know, my opinion has not changed on gold. I'm still looking for a gold dump. Silver, same thing. I think silver will get really low if we get into that bear market. Litecoin, nothing's changed there. Still looking for these targets below. Ethereum, same thing, guys. Looking for these targets here. These were the other targets I had up here. We almost hit our 26.7. Although I think if we do get a bounce up, maybe retest this, but I do believe we'll still come down to these lower lows as of now. I'll let you know if that changes also. But yep, that's what I'm looking at, guys. This right here is the most important thing to be watching on Bitcoin as of right now. Just wondering, 2018, did you see the BTC bottomed out low during the bear market in the charts? I mean, the drop from 6K to 3. Yeah, we actually had a measured move there. Let's go. And if you watch, my very first video was at the low. The very first little video. It's a horrible video, but you can check it out. I've never deleted any of my videos like a lot of other people do, but I actually called the bottom in December, and I told people I thought it was a good time to buy. Do you offer a signal or private class? I do not. I don't believe in signals. I believe that everyone should learn on their own, and make your own decisions. There is no cookie cutter program. Not everybody has the same financial situation. Not everybody has the same risk tolerance. So it's best to learn your own, practice. You're not going to learn it in a day. You're not going to watch a series of videos and become a great trader. That's not how it works. You got to get in. Best thing you can do is start learning some, different stuff, chart patterns, Wyckoff method, Elliott. You can't depend on just one thing. My favorite indicator is the RSI. It's the only true indicator. All the other indicators are lagging. RSI actually moves with the body of the candle, not the wick, the body. But yeah, I always tell everybody, start with fake money in your account. And then once you get a system down and you're becoming profitable, then, put a little bit of money in and see. Like I always say, if you can't grow $10, you're not, why put 10,000 in and try to grow that? Because if you can't grow 10, you ain't going to grow $10,000. So just be careful, guys. I know a lot of people promise the world without, I don't know. Just be careful. And make sure you smash that like, guys. I do appreciate it. And if you're watching this video after the live, take a second out, hit that like button, and leave a comment down below. That also helps the YouTube algorithm out. And if you belong to any groups or have any friends or whatever, just suggest the videos, share my videos. It'll help grow the channel, and I would really appreciate that. I didn't notice I had my mic way back there. I hope everybody could hear the whole time. When will we hit the bottom in March? Depends on the traditional markets. Oscar, thanks for the super sticker, man. I appreciate it. Divergence and RSI, I've learned over the last year, and I've done well since. Yeah, divergence is great. Don't forget, on my wife's webpage. Whoops, I don't know what I just dropped. But on my wife's webpage, she does sell a divergence cheat sheet mouse pad. She can also put them on aluminum so you can hang them up by your computer if you don't use a mouse or whatever. But they're right here. And like I said, if you want it on a sign, or she could put it on a little slate thing or whatever you want, she can put it on a lot of different stuff. Just hit her up in the contact. But that is a great thing to have near you when you're learning, because that's one of the most confusing things to learn in trading. 2019 altcoins didn't well, but Bitcoin bounced well. A lot of altcoins did do all right during that. I think you need to recheck that. You're probably looking at a lot of the wrong altcoins. A lot of that people look at altcoins they see today and then look in past markets and don't see them, because there was other shit coins back then that went to nothing. And that's what'll happen to a lot of these little coins you're watching pump now. They'll go to nothing during the bear market, and most of them will not even come back. All right, guys, nothing has changed. I'll buy a t-shirt. Come on, Savvy. It will best divergence cheat sheet. It'll beat the divergence cheat sheet. Like I said, she can make anything you want, Denver. Just hit her up in the contact. Tell her what you want. She can make a shirt with that on it or whatever you want. Do a shirt with a middle finger to BitBoy. I don't have nothing against BitBoy, honestly. I think he's an all right guy. I just think I think he's pretty emotional in the markets. And some people believe in the news and crap. I don't believe in it. I believe it's all in the charts, and it's been proven over and over again. I've heard people say, throw out the charts. They don't work, but yet they work. But right after they say that, they pull up the charts. It's kind of weird. Thanks, D-Man. I appreciate that. All right. Well, You mentioned BTC bear market being easier to make money. How do your earnings compare to the bull market? Well, if you hold in the bull market, you're not going to make nearly as much money as you can shorting the market. You're going to lose money, especially if you're a hodler. You can make tons of money. I mean, look at when the dumps happen. They're big, swift, and quick in a bear market. They always are like that. You can see it here. There's just tons of money to be made. Tons of money to be made shorting this market. And it's cash money. So, all right, guys, I'm going to head out of here. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to smash those like buttons. Let's see if we can get this video to 2,000 likes. If you look down and it's not there yet, smash the like. If it is there, smash it anyway. Take it easy, guys. I appreciate you, and I will talk to you guys later. Don't forget, we have a free Discord group. The link is down below in the description. Great community, great group of people in there, both bulls and bears. So just a lot of people sharing charts and ideas. Definitely check it out. It's totally free. And I will see you later.